Hi, good morning children. Today we are going to discuss about cell, the basic unit of life. Already we know all the organisms present on the earth are mainly divided into two types. They are living things and non-living things. So, how can we recognize either the organisms are living things or non-living things? And what are the characteristic features of living things and non-living things? The main characteristic features of the living things are growth and movement. The organisms which will grow and move from one place to another place are called as living things, and non-living things cannot grow and they cannot move from one place to another place. For example, this duster. This is a non-living thing. So, how can we say it is a non-living thing? This duster cannot grow in the size throughout the life and it cannot move from one place to another place. So, it is a non-living thing. So, that is the main difference between the living things and non-living things. But all the living things are not same in size. Okay, either the living things are small microorganisms or big elephants. Whatever it may be the organisms, all the organisms are made up of with a single cell. All organisms are made up of with a single cell. So, cell is called as a basic structural unit of life. Either the living organism is a small microorganism or big elephant, whatever may be the living organisms. The life of every living organism starts with a single cell. Let us discuss now how the life of living organisms starts with a single cell. Already we know the male and female organisms fuse to form a zygote. Fuse to form a zygote. Zygote is a single cell. Zygote is a single cell. Let us discuss the single cell divides to form number of cells. Number of cells. That is called cell division. The cells together to form a tissues. The single cells divides to form a number of cells by cell division. The number of cells together to form a tissues. From tissues, organs are formed. Each tissue forms one organ. All the organs together to form a organ system. Organ system. All the organ systems together to form one organism. The single cell, the life of every living organism starts from a single cell. The single cell divides repeatedly number of times and it forms a more number of cells. The number of cells together to form a tissues. Each tissue forms organs. All the organs together to form a organ system. Organ systems are finally forms one organism. This entire process starts with a single cell. So the cell is called a basic structural unit of life. For example, this is the wall. So the construction of this wall starts with a single brick. Single brick. All the bricks join with one another together to make a wall. So what is the basic unit of this wall? The basic structural unit of this wall is a brick. Like that, all the animals starts their life with a single cell. So the cell is called a basic structural unit of life. Okay, another one. But the number of cells in all the organisms are not same. The number of cells are different from one organism to another organism. So based on the number of cells, organisms are mainly categorized into two types. They are unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms. Unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms. First of all, what is meant by unicellular organisms? Here, uni means single or one. So, what is meant by unicellular organisms? Organisms with single cell are called as unicellular organisms. Example, amoeba. Next, multicellular organisms. Multi means more. So what is meant by multicellular organisms? Organisms with more than two cells or more number of cells are called as multicellular organisms. So on what basis they are divided into two types? Based on the number of cells. Present in the organisms. Organisms are mainly categorized into how many types? Two types. What are they? Unicellular organisms, multicellular organisms. What is meant by unicellular organisms? Here in unicellular organisms, uni means single. Organisms with a single cell throughout the life are called as unicellular organisms. Example, amoeba. Multicellular organisms. Multi means more. Organisms with more than two cells or more number of cells are called as multicellular organisms. Example, cat, dog, human beings, etc. So this is the introduction about the cell. So next we are discussing about who discovered the cell and how he discovered the cell. So hope you understand clear now? Do you know who discovered the cell in 1665? Here in 1665. In 1665. Okay, a British scientist. Robert Hooke. Okay, British scientist Robert Hooke. He observed a slice of cork. Under the simple compound microscope. while he observing a slice of cork, he observed small empty spaces, and these small empty spaces are resembles like a honeycomb. That means a hive of honey bees, like this. While he observing the slice of cork under the simple compound microscope, he observed small empty spaces. The small empty spaces are resembles like a honeycomb. These small empty spaces are called as cell. By Robert Hooke. Actually, cell is a Latin word. Which language word it is? Actually, cell is a Latin word. In Latin, cell means little room. Which language word it is? Actually, cell is a Latin word. It means little room. So these cells are looks like a little rooms while he observing under the microscope. In which year Robert Hooke discovered the cell? In 1665. Who discovered the cell first time? Robert Hooke. And in which he observed the cell while observing the slice of cork under the simple compound microscope. While he observing the cork, he found a small empty spaces in it. The small empty spaces are resembles like a honeycomb, and they are called as cell. The cell is a Latin word. It means a little room. Okay. Next, we are discussing about how can we observe the cells in an onion peel. Observe cells in onion peel. First take an onion and peel it. And cut a small portion from the bulb of onion. First point, peel an onion. Second one, cut a small portion of the bulb of onion. Okay. So try to separate the cut portion of onion. Try to separate the cut portion of onion. So while we separate this cut portion of onion, a thin transparent membrane is a thin transparent membrane. Hold these two pieces. Hold these two pieces. So take some portion of transparent membrane. Take some portion of transparent membrane. And keep it near a drop of water. Keep it in a drop of water. Keep it in a drop of water on a slide. On a slide, and make sure that the membrane is not folded. The membrane is not folded. So try to separate the cut portion of onion. Cut portion of onion. Take some transparent piece. And a drop of water on a slide. On a slide. And make sure that the membrane is not folded. Make sure that the membrane is not folded. Okay. Next, cover it with a cover slip. Cover it with a cover slip. Then observe under the microscope. While we observe the onion peel under the microscope, you can observe the cells are present in a row. The cells are present in a row like this. And we observe the onion peel under the microscope. The cells are arranged in a row. The nucleus, cell membrane, and inside the cell, a fluid portion is present called cytoplasm. Cells of onion peel. While you observe the onion peel under the microscope, the cells are arranged in a row. The cells are looks like this. Okay, thank you.